How's it going? This is Tim here. Hope you're doing well. We're working on example number 16. So my brain is saying my plan is to draw three orthographic or multi-view views of this object, add the dimensions, and then draw a three-dimensional object of it. Okay, so we're doing this a little bit backwards, but I still want us to practice our orthographic projections. Now, hopefully you know if we come in from this side here that that's typically what we do our front. And if that's our front, this is going to be our top coming down from here, and then this is going to be our right side. And it doesn't have to be that way. I could make this direction coming in from the other side our front, and then our top would be in the same way, but then our right hand side view would be coming that way. And I want to do that just to mess with you, just to add confusion, because you can do that. So get your AutoCAD going, and let's go to new template. Let's go into set sheets, manufacturing imperial, and let's go to model. First thing we'll do is let's get a construction 1 layer going with our yellow. I wonder, do people everywhere do that? Is the construction always yellow? I have no idea. Some instructor maybe 20 years ago said to me that that's going to be the color for construction layer, and I just kind of went with it. Anyway, be kind of curious to see if that's the case everywhere. Now we're going to get a construction line. I'm going to lock it into 0, 0, and I'm going to get my X and my Y, my big lines. And what is the length of this? Oh geez, I'm going to have to think here now. 1 3/8 plus 4 1/2 plus the radius. Oh my god. Alright, so let's get the calculator going. So 1.375 plus 4.5 plus 1.75. So what is that? 7 5/8. God, too early in the too early in the afternoon. 7.625. Why did I have to do that? So it says this 4.5 is going between that line and the center. The radius of this, which means the distance from that curve there to the center, is 1 3/4, and then I see the 1 3/8 there. So yeah, look, that's fair enough. 7.625. So 7.625. Okay, and then its height is 2 3/4. Now offset 2.75. Interesting, that's not very high, is it? 2 3/4. It's quite long. What did I do? 7.625. Yeah, that's what it says. Seems very long. Anyway, and not very high. Am I right there? Let's get the calculator out again. 4.5 plus 1.375 plus a radius 1 3/4 counterbore 1.75. Yeah, okay. And then we will do let's come up 2 inches. Let's go 2 inches from there to there, and we'll do another 2 inches from there to there. And then what is it? It's 1 3/4 radius, which is 3.5, is it? Oh, man. I always give out to my students for not being able to do maths on the fly. 3.5, yeah. But it's not fair, is it? 3.5 is that total distance there. It's 2 times the radius. I should look at it right there for me. And then let's come on over here, 3.5, wouldn't it? Now we're coming in from this distance here. That's going to be our front view. Okay? And I'm going to come up 7/8. Offset distance. If I go 7 divided by 8, is it going to do what I want it to do? I like that. Okay, that's good. We're getting okay. And then what's this? 1 3/8 in this direction. 1.375. And what does it look like? We're gonna see this line here. We're gonna see this line there. So let's go back to 0. God, that's very long. Let's turn this off here. All right. So that's our front view. I'm gonna put these in because we need to do this for a while. Front. Look, I'm gonna say something clear now. The most important thing you can learn is AutoCAD for sure, but the second thing after that is being able to generate orthographic views and really understand where they're coming from. So that's why I wanna really work on them over the next couple of weeks. Trust me when I say that to you. What I'm going to do with my class students in ACC is I'm going to give you 2 videos to work through just like we're doing, and I'm going to give you 2 parts to work on your own, and that's when the rubber will meet the road and we'll find out whether you can actually do it. Alright, top view. Forget about this. What would you even call that? That's sort of a joint, V-joint looking thing. Or a dovetail joint looking thing. We'll add that in later. We will draw this box, and then I'm going to come over 4.5 to there, and I'm going to get myself a circle, and it looks good. And then I'm going to go from here to there and there to there, and then we're going to trim. I'm going to press enter, and I have that. I want you to think about how this top view here has this lovely curve, but we don't see any of that in this view here. If you looked at this object from the side and you closed one eye and you didn't really get any depth perception, this is what you see. Okay, this is what it looks like from the front view. Alright, let's draw the 2 circles. One's 1 3/4, because whenever you have a full circle, it's always going to be diameter if the person knows what they're doing. Anything less than 360 degrees, they're always going to call it out as a radius. So we need 1 3/4 and 1. 1.75. Whoops. Let's try that again. D for diameter, 1.75, circle, D for diameter, and it'll be a 1. And then let's create this dovetail looking thing. Now, we have a 1 and a 1, and then we have a 30 degrees. So, I'm going to draw a 1, and there is a fancy, what is that called? DYN. Let's see if we can turn it on. ISO draft, no. Dynamic. Oh, that's nice. What about this though? Oh, I like that. 30 degrees. And then how far do we need to come? It's 1 3/4. So let's get, no, let's go back there. It's just 3/4. 0.75. Alright. So I'll go here, and then we have our 30 degrees, and then it goes like there, and I'm gonna go here, 1, and then 30 degrees. See how it snaps? Does it say it? Yeah. And then I come over, and I'm gonna trim, and I'm gonna delete. If I delete that line, is there still a line underneath it? Yeah, and there. Is that what I want? I think that's right. Now let's go back and let's turn off this. Let's keep it as the way it is, 90 degrees or 180. Let's not mess with the system. Now, do you see how there's a line here? That line there that's behind the scenes. You should know enough now that that line there corresponds with a line here, and we need to make that hidden. So I'm going to go new layer, hidden, and I'm going to close this, and let's move on to it. And I'm going to go from there, whoops, from that point there to that point there. And I'm going to, let's get the construction going again. And I'm going to go from this point down, this point down. My left hand is on the, it just sits right beside the escape key. I wonder, is everyone that way? And then how deep does this counterbore go? Oh, somebody forgot a dimension. That's shameful. That's bad form. We'll make it 1/4 of an inch. Alright. No, let's go here. What are we doing here? 0.25. Okay. Hidden line, but you can't see it. It's behind the scenes. 1, 2. Alright. We'll check that in a few minutes. I'm feeling good about it. Now, if we look in from this direction, that's going to be a pretty complicated right-hand view. And it's going to look something like this. We're going to see that, and we're going to have a line there. Let's turn off those construction lines. and let's create a new construction because I'm confused. Con2. Alright, so we're the right, let me see, front, top, the right hand side will be coming in from this side. Okay, we're going to see this line and that line and that line. So we will see 4 dash lines. Now watch this. I don't know if you remember this or not, but watch. We're going to get the distance from there to there is 2. The distance from there to there is 2, so we can do this trick. Anyone that knows what this trick is called, whoever came up with it, is it Pythagoras? I have no idea, but it's a good trick. Now watch. Any line that intersects this line gets projected down, and how else can I say it? It works. One, two, three, 4. God, there's going to be a lot of lines there. And let's go V for vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are all going to be hidden lines. From there to there. If you think you can draw this out without, if you can figure out where these lines are going without my help, we're getting somewhere. If you knew that already. Now what about this? This is going to be a disaster. I'm going to project. When I say that it's a disaster, that there's just too many hidden lines, it's defeating the purpose of the drawing. Now I'm going to get rid of all of these. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to project this over. 1, 2, 3, 4. V. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Hidden. 1, and I'm going from this surface here to there, and from there. This is where you would use something like a section view to kind of, you know, that's fair enough. That's what it is. Am I missing anything though? I'm going to save my work. I live in a neighborhood in Maryland, and I have this view where I can look at my court where I live, and I see, I'd say I must see about 20 Amazon vans drive around every day. It's just amazing. That's all I see when I'm doing this AutoCAD with you guys. Now, saying that's funny, I'm giving out it's actually coming to my house. Hold on a second. Are we recording now? Let's find out. Yeah, we are. Good. It wasn't very exciting anyway. It was just a shaver. A recharging cable for my shaver now, and I don't even think it works. So, what are we doing here? We have the front. We have the top, front, and the right-hand view. Are we missing anything? I think we're good. We'll add the dimensions. All right, we're going to make that a continuous line. We are missing something. Let's go to annotate, center mark, beautiful, and center line. So from there to there, and we'll just drag this out. and that looks good. Are we putting a center line in there? We may as well. Okay. All right, let's go back. Dimension. We'll make this. I'm going to go with the dark blue, and we'll just start throwing some dimensions in here. Yeah, and that's, look, the dark blue is hard to see. We'll make it a light blue, and let's fix that precision. Honestly, you would probably think at this stage, why doesn't Tim show us how to do? Why doesn't Tim show us how to create a template that we're not changing this every 5 minutes? And you're probably right, but the best way, if you have to change it every single time, you're going to remember how to do it. You're not at that stage yet, so look, suck it up. Now, are those dimensions? They're a bit on the small side, and I'm starting to remember where I need to change this. Primary units, scale factor, measurement scale. Yeah, that's not the one we want. Fit, use overall scale of 1.5, and it will scale everything up. Did that actually change anything? Stop your messing around here. Modify 1.5. Well, we'll just make a 2 then and see what happens. That's too big. Modify. Let's make it 1.25 and let's just see how it changes. Okay, close. Maybe a bit too small. Look, we'll just keep going. Oops. So keep the bigger dimensions to the outside. I'm used to drafting in SolidWorks, which is kind of like, I hate to say it, it's kind of like a sports car. Not that I would even know what a sports car drives like, but it's kind of a lot sleeker and a lot more, geez, I hate to use the word sophisticated. It is a good program, but I do enjoy coming back and having to do the basics again. Keeps me grounded. Now that's not right. That should be 1.75, so we've got to fix that precision. Primary units. Round off precision. Now we've got to make this a bit better. 16th. 1 3/4. So I didn't even catch that. Look, you typically, you would never create a drawing these days with 1 3/4, and you wouldn't do that. Decimals will do the job. A machinist would, you know, they'd find it a bit strange if you gave them dimensions like this. But we're just replicating a drawing. We're just practicing right now, but decimal will do the job just fine, you know. Yeah, a machinist would probably politely ask you, look, Tim, just give it to me in decimal next time. It makes me, I don't have to think as much, you know. Now, we need a little 30-degree. So from there to there, well, 60. This will even do 120 degrees. Will do the same job. That means, well, 100. If that's 120 from there to there, that means that's 60 from there to there, which is correct. If we drew a horizontal line, we'd get that 30 degrees, but 120 does the job, so don't worry. Now I'm going to, is that correct? 7 5/8. Let's move this down and get that away from the dimension, and move this down. What else? We need a dimension here. we said that was a quarter, that's correct. What else are we missing here? This dimension here, 7/8. Is there anything missing? No, I think we're good. Save your work. We're going to create the three-dimensional drawing of it. Give me a second. Let me have a sup of this spindrift. So just hang out there for a sec. Right, we're gonna model the three dimensions, the three-dimensional part. We started off by doing the front, top, and right view, as you see here. You don't need to do this, all right? You can create this object from the from the get-go in 3D, and then you can generate these three views. Just to be clear on that. Now you're probably thinking, well, why is Tim making us do this then? Why are we jumping through these hoops that we do not need to jump through? The reason is it's more important. You need to understand how to generate these things and where those lines come from, and what line is related to another line. Like, why the hell do we have this line here? It's because it shows us the depth of the two circles there, and it's a counterbore. You need to be able to read drawings. There's so many drawings that are still in just 2D. They don't even have a 3D anymore. And a lot of you, what am I trying to say? A lot of you are going to be probably, like, loads of my students will work for local companies where they get old drawings from the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s of airplane parts, and they're having to draw them all in 3D. Do you know? So you need to be able to look at drawings and see where the hell those lines are coming from. Okay, that's why we're doing this. Now, what am I doing here? Right. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we'll draw an L shape out. We'll draw the L shape. And then, is that the best way? Yeah, we'll draw the L shape and then we'll fillet that curve. And then we'll cut that dovetail joint looking thing, and then we'll do the two circles. So we get the L, couple of fillets, dovetail, and the counterbores. Are you watching? Now watch this. Let's create a new layer. And we'll call it 3D, and we'll just make it white. And I'm going to highlight all this. All right, and I'm going to move it over here, just out of the way. Boop. And let's highlight all of this, and I'm going to move that to the 3D layer. All right, so you highlight it and then you change it to 3D, and now it's in the 3D layer. And I'm just going to get rid of this, and I'm going to get rid of that line there. All right, and then we're going to change over here. We're going to go to 3D basics. And I like 3D basics. I think I can do a lot of damage in that. I'm going to highlight this, and we're going to create a region. Highlight all the objects, press enter, and now we've just created a region. And we're going to extrude that by 3.5. So can I select inside of it? Maybe I can. Maybe I just need to select all of it, do I? Yeah. Press enter, and I'm going to hit the shift key, and we're going to bring this up. Well, let's try that again. Shift, middle, mouse, zoom over, extrude, enter, 3.5, happy days. The radius is 1 3/4. I'm going to change this 2D wireframe to like conceptual, and I'm going to go modify, fillet, or for radius 1.75. Let's see, does this work? Okay, I click the edge, enter. enter. Good, AutoCAD. Let's try that again. Fillet, or for radius, 1.75, good stuff. I press enter. I'm going to zoom in here and click that edge. I'm going to press enter. It said select an edge or chain loop radius. I don't even know what the hell that means. Press enter again. Ah, yeah. Now, excuse me, if I hold down the shift key and I want to rotate, it looks like I'm dragging my mouse down here and it looks like there's a limit, okay, which I don't like, and I still haven't quite kind of figured it out, but we'll get a workaround. Now, can I do this? Can I go rotate gizmo? Yeah. I'm going to click on the object and I'm going to grab the red circle and bring that around 90 degrees, press enter. I do not want to scale this, so why are you asking me? If I just press enter? No, I don't want to do that either. No, this is messed up. Let's try this again. Let's press escape a few times. Rotate gizmo. Right. I grab the red. What happens if I just go 90? Okay. I press escape and it does what it wants. That's good. Now we have this. We said we'll do the extrude, we'll do the fillets. You could have drawn out a straight line here. If this was straight, you could have drawn those curves and you could have actually cut it out. So you would have done a press pull and you would have cut the remainder of that out, if that makes any sense. Now watch this. I'm going to highlight. Let's hit top. I'm going to highlight all this. Control C, Control V. I'm going to get rid of my old dimension. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to move. Now if I move this, let's see what happens. Press enter. Click this point. Oh, look at that, smart. Look at that. Now, let's go back here for a second. I'm going to press Control Z. I know that I need a line across here, so let's just do that there, because I need to create a region. And let's do this. Let's create region. Enter. Lovely. Let's go. Look, I don't even think we need to do that with the circle. So let's rotate this in 3D. We'll go move. And if I bring that over there, it looks like, yeah, that's all I need. When you're moving in 3D, when you're moving and you're moving something in 3D, I think it's better that you look at it in 3D and you go from point to point, if that makes any sense. Press pull. And I'll drag this down. And look at that. Let me get rid of that region. The thing is, when you model stuff like this in SolidWorks, you get no, I wouldn't say you get no joy from it, but you don't appreciate it as much. With AutoCAD, I do get a sense of, I do appreciate it more for whatever reason. Now, I did my press pull. I'm going to go subtract. I'm going to subtract this object first and that object second. Now, I'm going to move this. Let's see how this works. Down to there. And I'm going to go press pull. No. Very good. If I bring that down, can I bring that down? I'll give it a direction. I want you to go down in this direction, and I'm going to 0.25, and it brings it in the opposite direction. Is that right? Is it? No, it is. It is wrong. So let's hit Control Z a few times. Let's try it again. Let's give it a direction. Let's go minus 0.25. Telling you, that's why they pay me the big dollars. All right. Not bad. I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to go ANSI title block. I'm going to go to layout, rectangular. I'm just going to fit this to the page. That's what I'm doing. I press enter here. I'm just going to its default whatever. And I'm going to double click on this. I'm in model view now, and I'm going to click top. I'm going to zoom in, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to jump out of this model view, and I'm going to leave that, but I'm going to move these dimensions over in the model space. I probably want to get out of this 3D basics when I'm trying to just do through the drawing. It's going to confuse me. Is that maybe it was that gizmo's turned on still? Let's go back here. There we go. Now I'm going to go layout, rectangular. I'm going to put another viewport here, and we're still in paper space. If I double click in here and I zoom in and I hit Control, I hit Shift, middle mouse button, I can revolve that any way I want. Okay. Hold on a sec. Sorry, it's got a text message. All right. Sorry, guys. That's it. That now. We can turn off. We can turn off that viewport. So we'll create a new layer called no show, and we'll hide no show. I'll click on the rectangle, and I'll move this over to no show, and we'll hit save. Look, you're going to fill in fill in your title block. Don't do a half-assed job with the title block. Everyone that's taken my course, I have to say, well, not everyone, most of you are doing great work. You know who you are. You're the ones that turn up to class. Good work. That is number 16. Your homework is going to be to do these two, and I'm going to find another two, and then next week we're going to move on to these two. We're just going to keep chipping away at these orthographics. All right. Take care, guys.